Hello guys, welcome to Solving Solutions, your number one channel where I get solutions to all your solving problems. It's nice having you in class again today. How have you been? We are going to look at something on attaching suffixes to your lens, or let's say attaching suffixes to your attribute label. Right? Good. So this is actually a content we are trying to improve on. We previously have created a video on how you can get the distances from the Doha airport to the different World Cup stadiums, right? Good. And then we have also tried to label those distances. However, on today's video, we are trying to see how we can get the units of those distances displayed on the length. So when we have, let's say, from the Lusail Stadium to the airport, from the Stadium 975 to the airport, from the Education City Stadium, Khalifa, we want to see, even as we have the distances, we want to see the units displayed what's on the line, right? Good. So that's the essence of today's video. So now let's come down to the attribute table. We have seen from the attribute table, you know how to access the attribute table. You come down to the layer of interest, you right click, and then you click on what open attribute table, right? Good. So we already have the attribute table somewhere there, and then we can see that these are the different stadiums, right? Good. Their capacity, their coordinates, and then the base latitude and longitude, which represents that of the international airport, right? Good. Then we have the length. So what we are now trying to do is that we want to get what the lengths of those different lines displayed on the lines alongside what the unit, right? Good. But we want to convert these lengths to, let's say, kilometers. So let's come to open field calculator. Now under the open field calculator, we are trying to create a new field, and then let's call that field, let's say, that should be the length in kilometer, right? Good. So let's say length in kilometers. Then the output field type, let's make it decimal, right? Good. Now what would be the content of that field? The content of that field will be, let's come down to field and value, then that will be the length divided by 1000, if I'm not making a mistake, right? Good. So now what this simply means is that on this our new field that we are creating, which is the length in kilometer, it is going to divide that field somewhere around there by 1000, right? Good, to give us the corresponding distances in kilometers, right? Good. So we can just and we can even see the preview somewhere around there. So we can just click on OK. Good. So we have it somewhere there. So we have what our length in kilometer. So what we want to do now is that we want to label this particular length in kilometer on this line, then attach what the unit. So let's come down to this point. Okay, we can decide to save it from there, or let's come back here and then maybe save it. Should we save it? Okay, let's save that. Stop the toggle editing. Then let's now come down to properties, right? So under properties, that label, we are using single labels. Then the value we want to use for the labeling is actually the length in kilometers. Let's change this to something different. Let's make it bold, and then now the most important part, the crux of the video, is for us to now come to this expression builder, right? So we click on this. Now this on the expression dialog, we want to create that simple expression that will now attach the unit, right? So what's the field we are trying to modify? We are trying to modify the field called length in kilometers, right? Good. Then we now bring in the concatenation symbol, or the concatenation operator on QGIS, which is actually the double pipe. So I don't know, maybe that should be shift, is it backslash, right? That should be backslash. On my keyboard here, I had to use shift backslash, so I don't know where it will be on your own keyboard. So double that double pipe symbol. Then we now open a quote. The unit is kilometers, right? Good. Then we close the quote. Now you can see the preview somewhere around here that we have what our units attached to the value of the length, right? So under the length in kilometers, we have attached the unit, which is what kilometers. So when it is being displayed on the line, we are going to see it as 45.165 what kilometers, right? Good. So that's the simple expression. That's the expression that we want to create or virtually created. Now the most important thing to note is this double pipe. Now in QGIS, the double pipe symbol is a concatenation operator that is used to join two or more strings or expressions together into a single string, right? It's commonly used in expressions to combine fields with other text or characters. So that's what we've actually done. We've actually concatenated the length, and that's the value of the length and the kilometer. That's why you can see them what quoted, right? Good. So we just click on OK. Now you can see that it has been modified as it was otherwise just length in kilometers, right? Good. So we can still make the modifications here by, if we want to leave it as meters, we can just come down here and remove the k, and but we don't need it as meters, we need it as kilometers, right? So upon doing that and then selecting that value, we can just decide to apply. Good. Then we can see that the modification has been made, right? Good. We can just decide to say OK. So basically we can see the length of each of these lines displayed on the lines and then the units attached to them, right? Good. So we have 45.165 kilometers, we have 21.632, we have something somewhere around there as 5 point. Okay, that's 5.717 kilometers. So basically this is how you use what that particular operator on QGIS, right? Good. Now the process was very simple. The build up to that point was very simple. You know, when we add our CSV file, we came down to XY to lines. Then we actually filled, or let's say populated the different fields, and then we have what the lines, then the starting X, then the starting Y. You can actually refer to that video. The link to that video will be on the description section of this video, so you can just watch through to see how those lines were created on that previous video. But just for an overview, then we also have the ending X and Y fields as the base latitude or the base longitude and the base latitude, and this represents the coordinates of the stadium, sorry, of the airport, right? Good. Whereas the starting X and Y represents the coordinates of the different stadiums, right? Good. So when we've actually done that, we just had to click on run. Then we add our log somewhere there. Then coming down to adding the geometry attributes, that's trying to get the length, right? We're trying to get the length of those lines. So we add an output called output line layer. Then we now use that as our input here from the previous operation. Then they calculate using ellipsoidal. We also finished that. Then we clicked on run. So upon doing that, we now add this added geometry info. So it's on this added geometry info that we have actually performed all our different operations, because it actually contains the length of the different lines, and then we have converted that length to kilometer, and then we have attached the unit of that kilometer to the length, and it has been displayed on our lines, right? Good. So that's the essence of today's video. So thanks for coming to class. We hope we've provided solution to this particular GIS problem. If you have any similar issue that you want us to work on, you can always contact us, and then we'll get back to you as soon as possible. So until we see you on our next video, ensure you keep staying safe and then have a very good time. Bye.